All right. Hello. Hi. My name's Dylan. Um, I decided that I'm kind of going to passively keep track of what I'm doing in terms of TCGs here on YouTube. Um, I really don't know what direction this channel is going to go. I know I'm going to do a whole lot of ranting. I'm going to do a whole lot of raving, a whole lot of showing off. Um, but I guess the first thing I really want to talk about is how absolutely soul crushing it is trying to get product in northern Canada right now, like northwest BC specifically. I work at a card shop that's been open for 30 years. The kind of card shop where, they were calling him saying, we have so much product and he'd be able to negotiate his price down. I understand that the TCG market as a whole just isn't there right now. The problem, in my head at least, is that at this point he's getting no boxes. Um, which I don't understand how that happens. Like, as a shop that's been open for 30 years and has been ordering a good amount of product, even through COVID, how do you just get no product? Like, that doesn't make sense. We ordered 3 cases of OP17. We order 3 cases every set minimum. So we order 3 cases OP17 because One Piece isn't super popular in our area, but we like to keep our numbers up. And then I buy it because I love One Piece. And then we get sent 0 boxes. Um, we get sent 1 box of OP16, 3 boxes of OP08, which is a set that just nobody wants right now. And we were sent 1 box of heroines, uh, which of course flies right off the shelf. But it's about having the product to sell to people, right? There are a couple of people that come through and they love buying One Piece the same way that I do, but there just is nothing to sell them right now because they have everything they want from these older sets. Um, but enough of complaining about like our side of the business end. I just I don't understand where the drought really comes from. Like here in Canada, there's 3 major distributors. There's Universal, there's MJ Holdings, and there's one that I can't remember the name of because we don't have an account with them. But essentially, we've stopped purchasing from MJ Holdings after they got caught selling through. I can't remember the name of it, but they got linked to an eBay account that was selling their their stock at market prices essentially. And so we've stopped buying from MJ Holdings as a result of that because that's kind of just not okay. We don't expect other people to follow suit. That's just how we operate. And so our only option is Universal. But the problem we've been having with Universal is that they are terrible at allocating their product. They have they take everybody essentially, and they'll allocate based on how much money you spend. So if you're the kind of person that buys cases upon cases upon cases of every set because you doesn't matter what you buy, it all sells out immediately, you're going to get more allocated to you off of their shipment than somebody like us that only buys 3 cases of every release because One Piece isn't something that constantly cycles through a store like Magic or Pokemon. Um, so yeah, that's that. We don't know if that's fully the case because Universal doesn't tell us that. But if it's not that, it's that Universal is hiding product somewhere, for lack of a better way to put it. If they're not hiding product, they're bad at allocating it. It's one of those 2 options, and neither is really good for us when it ends with us getting 0 boxes. We were having the same problem with Pokemon, but now that Pokemon is sitting closer to MSRP prices on the market, all of a sudden they have tons of product new of the new sets to sell us. They quote overprinting, but I'm quoting that nobody wants these sets right now. I'm not complaining that they're cheap. That just means that we get product. That means that people, especially like the kids that want to get into Pokemon, get product, and that's more important to me than making $1. But at the same time, when you start to see these patterns of, oh, the market's tight, everybody wants it, we have none, oh, the market's not tight anymore, here's a bunch of product for you, it's pretty damn clear what's going on. And there's no regulation to it. There's no legislation in Canada, there's no legislation in the States. Bondi sure as shit ain't doing anything about it. So what are we to do, right? Other than just sit here and cry with a smile on our faces, essentially. But yeah, that's enough of the ranting. To switch things over to a more positive note, back to that Pokemon comment. Pokemon is really cheap right now. Pokemon is the cheapest we've seen it in probably the last 5 years. Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, Pitch Black. You can get ETBs, booster boxes, ETBs and booster boxes for market or less right now, depending on where you're buying from and who you're buying from. So anybody who's complaining about that really needs to stop. There's a bunch of Reddit posts from the last time Pokemon took off, like 2-3 years ago, where people had filled like bins. There was that one guy that filled the underside of his bed frame with just a set that nobody wanted. He was able to buy all of them under market. I can't remember if it was boxes or ETBs. But when Pokemon took off the last time, because it's had like 3 separate booms that now, he made his post on Reddit showing all of these boxes that he had, and the total was worth like over 300,000 at that point. So I'm not complaining about cheap Pokemon. I'm not complaining about widely available Pokemon. Chances are you buy that 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you're laughing at anybody who told you not to. Illustration collections are ridiculously cheap right now. Even in One Piece, like if you can get your hands on the, what are they called? The premium card collections. I've got one sitting right here. Those appreciate in value like crazy fast. This one that I've got sitting here, Volume 1, it was sitting, I bought it for 75. It was sitting around 160 for the longest time, and then just recently it spiked to around 300, Canadian, of course. And I'm waiting for the same thing to happen with this Uda one that I have sitting here. But you saw crazy things like the Gengar Nami that completely spiked Volume 4. You could get Volume 4s for a bit, crack them, sell the Nami for more than the Volume 4 was worth. And so to take the lesson from that, any of these premium One Piece collections, it doesn't matter if you're buying it like 10, 15, 20% over MSRP when they come out, a year or two down the line, you're going to be smiling. You're going to be able to turn that into 2, 3, 4 of the next one if you just buy one, right? And then you multiply it from there based on how many you buy. The market seems pretty hopeless right now, but there are little ways that you can navigate through it that I've been finding a little bit of success in the last couple of years. And with how much more popular this TCG is getting, and no alleviation to the bottleneck coming until minimum 2028, take advantage of it while you can. Buy as many premium card collections as you can. Buy as many of the playmats as you can. Those playmat promos end up going for a lot, and then later on the playmat's going to sell for a bunch as well. I just sold my Zeus that has the Nami that's laying on him for 200. I bought that set for 80, right? And I've still got the playmat there that later down the line I'm going to be able to sell. So yeah, playmats, premium collections from One Piece. Try and stay away from booster boxes right now. They're just hard to get. When you do get them, there's not a lot of upward movement very quickly. If you're looking to make slow cash, buying boxes is where you're at. But if you're looking to make faster cash, again, we're thinking in years here, not days, months, weeks. You're best off buying the premium collections. Same thing goes with Pokemon. Again, the market's at a super huge low point right now, like the lowest we've seen in 3, 4, 5 years. Every illustration collection you can find, every ETB you can find, every 6-pack you can find, all of it. Buy all of it, stick it under your bed like the one guy did, you will have $300,000 in 5, 6, 7 years. I promise. I'm not a financial advisor, but the likelihood of this stuff happening is very high. The public is onto TCGs right now. There is no chance that TCGs ever get less popular than they are right now. And given that the abundance of printing isn't going to come for another 2 years, you want to be buying the cheap stuff right now. Yeah, that's kind of it. Singles is always a good market to hit, especially for One Piece. You're looking for your Straw Hats. Rebecca sells like crazy. Your Seven Warlords sell like crazy. I still think Kuma is an extremely underrated card with most of his alt arts. They're all amazing. Especially be on the lookout for Namis. There's a bunch of cheap Namis that you can buy right now, and then 5, 6, 7 years down the line, they're going to be worth a bunch. Just keep a binder. I've got a binder right here that's got a page for each Straw Hat because I kind of like to cycle through things with my personal collection. I don't like to hold on to things too long. I'm weird like that. But that's like my best piece of advice to you is operate in singles if you're looking for your cheapest entry point into One Piece, and then you'll see over 2-3 years time that growth and how exponential it can be if you just stick to buying like $20 cards of popular characters, especially alt arts. Try to stay away from SRs. SRs are an okay market if you're looking for like penny dollar type stuff, but you mostly want to be in alts for that mid range. Once you're looking to move up into the high range, you're looking for like your SPs, your mangas, etc., all that stuff. If you pull a manga, my recommendation is just sell it immediately, flip it into whatever sealed product you feel like, sit on it. There is still money to be made in One Piece. There is still hope, even if you're like us and can't get boxes. eBay's your friend, whatnot's your friend. Don't listen to what people tell you with them not being. Do your research. Make sure you're buying from people with reviews, high reviews. Try and get on some like $1 start streams on Whatnot. Try and find streams with 50 or less viewers. Oftentimes that's where you're going to be getting your best deals. They're going to be putting out stuff worth like $5 to $10, starting at $1. As long as you don't go above 5, even on those like $5 cards, you're okay. You'll end up getting some great deals that you can then turn around and sell on eBay or locally. Uh, just try not to sell at too much of a loss. Do what you need to, essentially. There are still avenues. People are trying to say that market is too cramped right now. Find the holes, find the cracks. When people are done buying shovels, what are they buying next? You need to figure that out, okay? Best of luck to all of you. You'll see a bit more of me. I'm not sure if you'll see a bunch more of me, but you just might. We'll see how stir crazy I start going here when I get into this stuff much deeper than I have. Yeah. I didn't really plan how to close one of these things out, so whoever's watching this, thanks for being here. If you want to see more of me, subscribe or whatever the hell people say. I don't care if you like or not. I don't expect any of this to get into the algorithm. I just want somewhere for my progress to be recorded, logged, and if other people enjoy it along the way, then I enjoy that. I like putting a smile on people's faces. So thanks for being here. Have a good day, afternoon, good night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Drink lots of water, eat healthy food, okay? I want to see you back here. Have a good one.